I fucking called it. You want to come on our show and act all fucking brand new and that was mermaid. Get the fuck out of here. She dropped your dumb ass and now you can't even see your son. You're dumb. Prove me right, because I knew it was never going to last. You're here with an A-list celebrity that got more clout and attention than you. I knew, and now you're dumb running around on Twitter like, oh, I can't see my son. What the fuck did you expect?
You've ever met someone who acts like they've cracked the code to life, but when you check their own track record, it's just failure after failure after failure. And that, guys, is Myron from Fresh and Fit.
Again!
A guy who tells men to be disciplined and high value, yet moves like a walking contradiction the moment his own actions are under the microscope. And somehow, this man thought he had the authority to call DDG a loser and simp for having a baby with Haley. Which is well, because when Fresh got a piece to two pregnant, Myron lost his voice. No lectures, no I told you so, just...
And that's the reason why a lot of you mother are fat, triple chin, neck bearded, pieces of dorks with no money and no one respects you because you mother don't stand for nothing. If I stand with Fresh, I die with Fresh. It is what it is.
Like, bro, where was all that wisdom when your co-host fumbled his entire brand for baby mama that charged by the hour? This DDG situation is not just drama. It's the moment Myron's hypocrisy got exposed so badly that he cemented himself as one of the biggest frauds on the internet. For those who don't know, DDG and Haley used to date and they had a baby together. However, at some point they broke up and Haley has been preventing DDG from seeing his kid. And this situation sparked an online debate. On one side, you would have the people believing that DDG was a victim because Haley was preventing him from seeing his kid. And on the other side, you would have people saying that there might be more things behind the curtain that we don't know about. When you got the biggest hypocrites on the internet weaponizing your own situation for views and clicks, I completely understand why he snapped.
Fresh and fit nigga always on my nuts. Weak ass. That's why your whole week. I am too cool to respond to whatever clip I seen. Too cool for you, nigga. You'll never be in my circle. Don't be mad because I ain't happy to see you, motherfucker. Fresh and fit.
Imagine dealing with some real life drama, then logging on the internet just to see Myron, a dude who built his career on roasting OF models, suddenly acting like he's a licensed family therapist. Like, bro, you spend 5 days a week yelling at IG models and now you want to be Jordan Peterson? Fresh and Fit haven't been on top for a while. They went from big dogs to stray dogs, scavenging for any little controversy to keep their struggling podcast afloat. They may have had distinct personalities 5 years ago, but today everyone treats them like NPCs because they just say the same thing every time you talk to them. So when this DDG situation dropped, Myron saw a gold mine, the perfect chance to spread his one-dimensional philosophy, which in this case was to not date a woman who makes more money than you, otherwise you won't have any means of controlling her. It's just like the time he criticized Sinner for going to the club. He called her a cloud-chasing whore because she was dancing and having fun in the club. So a woman who dances and has fun in a club is a problem, but then if it's you charging your own fans $3K to surround them with cloud demons you tell them to avoid in the club, then there's no issue?
In the motherfucking section inside the club, bro, for what I saw, them girls was getting loose, bro. We had plenty of great goose, man. They was getting loose in that bitch, bro.
To your point, they didn't want to do it on camera. Granted, that makes sense. But when the cameras are off,
like, bro, you warn your fans about Gold Digger, then charge them the price of a used Honda Civic just to be in a room full of them. That's why, with this type of contradicting behavior, I see Myron as this type of person.
The worst fucking kind. Pours you a drink with one hand, judges you with the other if you take it.
For years, Myron's entire playbook has been regurgitating the same talking points, insulting the same type of women, and dodging every L he takes. And the craziest part, this man still convinced his fans that cheating without apologizing is the key to being an alpha male.
Why do you guys think I play to this day, 5 years later almost? When our show starts up, it says, if she catch me cheating, I'll never tell her sorry. Why do you think we clipped that part of that Future song, Low Life, and we always play that shit? Because you need to unapologetically let your woman know that you're superior to her in every single way. Even if that means she catches you cheating on her, you don't fucking say sorry. You want to know why, motherfucker? And this is the realest shit I've ever said. The reason why you do not tell women sorry after you cheat on them is because you're superior to that fucking. Yeah, I fucking said it.
Like, does this man have a mother? Because the way he talks about women, you would think he was raised by a Reddit thread and a Wi-Fi router. This dude is out here selling straight up delusions. It's not masculinity, it's just insecurity with a podcast mic. It's the same double standard every time. Shame women for being disloyal, but act like male infidelity is some kind of trophy. After all those years, you'd think that his fans would understand that they are superior to women and that he will change speech. But no, here we are 5 years after and this man is still mumbling the same BS. Is it because his fans are just too dumb? Is it because of the moolah? Or is it because of something else? And this is where it gets hilarious because Myron's response to DDG's video is just unbelievable.
Be in my circle.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I don't want to be a lean drinking, marijuana smoking, fried chicken consuming, watermelon warrior, Kool-Aid assassin motherfucker like you. The f is this guy talking about? You'll never be in my circle. Is that an insult? I guarantee you and everyone in your circle, double-digit IQ. I promise y'all. You guys think it's cool to be a f***ing moron. And you guys pedestalize being an idiot, not going to school, not using the English language properly. You put your resume up against mine, you've done nothing. You've literally done nothing. You've never had a real job. You've just been a YouTuber your whole life. Shut the f up.
This man really sat down and gave a TED talk on anti-intellectualism. He starts preaching about how certain communities glorify ignorance, how people lack education, ambition, and how not speaking proper English is a sign of low intelligence. You're the same guy who built an entire brand of yelling simp and kicking women off your podcast for talking too much. He even said that people in these circles have double-digit IQs, which is crazy because half of his audience would flunk a reading comprehension test. And the funniest part is that he's talking about career achievement, professionalism, and articulate communication. Once again, bro, you got famous for instigating arguments with 19-year-old IG models. Yes, we can all agree that Myron was successful, but I don't think that kicking drunk girls off from your podcast would make you have a more respectable resume than DDG. And we all know it's thanks to that Fresh and Fit blew up. They saw a group of men who felt invisible, gave them an identity, and sold them a dream. And it was a profitable business, no one's gonna deny that. They made millions by spreading that ideology. But there's a reason why we say only an idiot would not change his mind. Because if you spend the next 5 years spinning in circles, spreading the exact same preachings, then if you have a few brain cells, you would understand that the preacher is extremely limited. That this person cannot offer you long-term growth because he himself is stagnating within his own bubble. That's why if you like the type of content that mocks those frauds, exposes the BS on the internet, and makes you think, then maybe you should consider subscribing to my channel. And if you do, the next time you buy a lottery ticket, you might win $2 million. I can't tell you how I might make it happen, but you just have to sub and wait for the magic. With the red pill movement fading, Myron will say anything to keep that audience, even if it means hating his own skin color. Which explains why in the next clip, Myron went from talking about high value men to defending white nationalists like they are an endangered species.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I like him. We agree on a lot of things.
Yeah.
We actually disagree on a lot of things too.
Okay.
But it's that, see, here's the thing. And I'm glad I'm getting the opportunity to like speak about this, right?
Okay.
People say that I'm a white supremacist or white nationalist or anything like that. That couldn't be further from the truth. The thing is, the reality is this. We agree on some things and we disagree on some other things. One of the things we agree on is them boys and obviously infiltrating our government, the way we run things,
Absolutely.
censorship, big tech, etc. So that's one thing that we agree on. Some things we disagree on is like things like race mixing, etc.
Yeah.
But what ends up happening is I'm a big free speech guy.
Okay.
Free speech absolutism, maximalism, whatever you want to call it. So one thing I dislike is that people like, you know, Dr. Umar Johnson, Tariq Nasheed can be black nationalists and be super, you know, hardcore black power, whatever, which I respect. I think everyone should be able to be a nationalist. But then white people can't say white power, be white nationalists, right? So my issue is that I want free speech for everybody. But what ends up happening is I have to advocate for white nationalists because they don't have a voice.
At this point, we can all agree that he's speed running his downfall because Myron, a Sudanese, sat on a podcast and said, "Oh, you have to advocate for white nationalists because they do not have a voice." And just to make it clear, when he says white nationalist, he's not talking about just a white person who votes for the Republican Party. He's talking about this.
Is that racist? Yes, it is. Oh shit, it's white. Yeah. What the fuck are you doing? Don't call me a monkey. Hey, look. What are you doing? All I gotta say is, all right. What are you doing, bro? One thing for y'all, okay? Letting y'all know what time it is, alright?
If someone is for absolute freedom, then you know that he's most likely a declining internet star just like Myron, because he might compare his case to Dr. Umar or certain black empowering movements, but the people you advocate for hate other ethnicities, hate you, and will burn your ass the second they get a chance to do it. So no, your point doesn't stand. You are clearly meat riding for content, and this is why the argument against absolute freedom is chaos, because it leads to it. I would rather participate in the purge 4 years in a row than being on the no rules internet. At the beginning, fighting for men to understand that they need to up their value in today's society was somewhat of a respectable goal, but now advocating for the idea that Nick Fuentes deserves equal rights perfectly illustrates what some men would do after being ostracized from the internet. You're not getting that YouTube money, you got banned a few times on Twitch, you have to stream on Rumble because this is the only place that will accept you. I mean, desperate times call for desperate measures. Bros out here trying so hard to be the next Uncle Ruckus that even Fresh, who swears they're Batman and Robin, started looking at exit strategies.
Matter of fact, I seen him on the way out yesterday. I'm like, what's up with your mans? And then he was like, I'm starting my own podcast. I don't even with that for real. Uh-oh, I'm snitching, I'm gossiping. Myron, your homie don't even with you. You're a brand risk. You f***ing his bag up. He told me this verbatim out his mouth. We was at the SLS Lux. I said the exact shit. He don't f with you, goofy. You're f the whole y'all ain't been relevant in years. Y'all haven't been relevant in so long. Like, you're the reason. You're stopping him. Myron, you're ass. You're weak. And then you get online, you talk all this crazy shit, and you wonder why the Fresh and Fit fell off. No one's going on your podcast no more. Your own mans don't f with you. The sit next to you, Myron, he don't f with you. He told me out his mouth. Ask him. I should have recorded him. Matter of fact, let me call my security, because I had my security right next to me. Yo, Cook.
What's up, Mo?
I got you on speaker. Bro, what that from Fresh and Fit said when I asked him what's up with your mans?
He was like, oh, yeah, that man be tripping, man. I don't have nothing to do with him, man. Like, oh, man, he be tripping, man. And you was like, you told him that nigga up your face, your brand.
And in this segment, let's talk about Fresh and Sneeko, because while Myron is running his tired playbook, both of them are slowly stepping away from this awful community.
The way he's saying I'm a leaf in the wind, the way I see it is like, I literally can't be the person to repeat the same talking points for 5 years straight. I can't do it. I would go insane. That's how he approaches it. He's like, this is a business. I'm going to say these things, talk about simping, and this is my thing. If I talked about simping 5 times a week for multiple years, I would lose my mind.
Sneeko, despite his numerous controversies, realizes that you can't keep pushing the same narrative forever. And for Fresh, let's be real, he most likely goes where the money goes. And even if someone like him is plotting an exit, I think it tells you everything you need to know. At the end of the day, DDG might not be perfect, he might not have made the best choices in his life. But when you have someone who calls himself the pinnacle of mankind and is out there on the internet mocking your ex-girlfriend's appearance, you would want to make sure that he never talks again. But at the same time, he's just a desperate, lonely kid in a dark room. At some point, you have to ask yourself, who is truly winning here? But that'll be all for today's video, guys. Honestly, the DDG drama just showed that Myron might never grow. And personally, I think that's because he's afraid of the real world. He's afraid of leaving his comfort zone. But if you like my content, don't hesitate to share with a friend, let me know what you think about the drama and Myron as a person, if he will ever change or not. And once again, don't hesitate to sub. Thank you for watching my video. Do you think Myron came first or Uncle Ruckus?